In 1996, my father's health began to fail and he developed dementia, which eventually led into full-blown Alzheimer's. We spent 7 months in the nursing home, and then prior to his passing, there was 3 weeks in the hospital, which involved really round-the-clock care by his family, myself and my mom's son at the time. And we were exhausted and at one point needed some help, so we got a list of individuals that were available for essentially, sitting with him at night and sometimes in the daytime, so we could get some rest and so that we could do some other things. And what I found was that we had to do all of our own locating of these people. We had to do the interview process, setting the rates, taking care of payment. And it really made an already difficult situation even more difficult. So in 2007, when my mother began having health problems, we were just so pleased that we were able to work with AMCARE. I first heard about AMCARE and the fact that Ivana had started this company. I first actually heard about it in 2009. And when after contacting Ivana, we discussed my mom's needs and my concerns, my mother's medications, where she was in terms of her own health, and then periodically reviewed that information. So this initial inventory was actually very comforting to me, because I knew then that this organization knew what my mother's unique needs were. And then as she became quite sick in 2009 and died in December of 2009, in the several months prior to her passing, Ivana and Misty and their staff members with AMCARE helped us with her round-the-clock care. It allowed me to be there to take care of her at important times, but it also allowed me to work, which was very important, of course. And I had a level of confidence in knowing that the staff of AMCARE were there to take care of my mother's needs. They gave me detailed reports of each day that they took care of my mother, of any changes in her condition, even her interaction with not only the AMCARE representative, but her interaction with the staff of Wildflower, where she lived. It just gave me a great deal of confidence in the fact that she was being well taken care of. My mother actually adopted me. My mother and father adopted me when I was 7 years old, so my parents were really my heroes. And when my father and I worked together for about 20 years in this business, and my mother was always so proud of me, even up until I think the day before she died. She was still telling people how proud she was of her little boy. And I wanted to make sure that she got just the very best care that was available. And I also realized that I wasn't the best care that was available, because when you get exhausted, then you're no longer giving the level of care that you want. So it's just it was just great to know that AMCARE was there, that they live here locally in our community, that I could communicate with them whenever I had a concern. And so I'm very thankful to this company for the care that they gave to my mother, and I know that as they serve other clients in our community that they're doing a great service and a great job at that. But I remember on each occasion when I went to Wildflower, to her room, that the AMCARE staff member who had been taking care of her had already made very detailed notes about the day, what time my mom ate a meal, how active she had been that day. And I found that to be very comforting also, to know that it was not only a person there, but that that person had enough training and interest in order to not only know those things, but to write them down and then to communicate those with me. I knew that I was getting full value for my money. I remember being especially impressed with the fact that over a period of, say, 3 months, individuals were scheduled, which I didn't have to do that scheduling. It was taken care of by AMCARE. But periodically, one of those individuals perhaps was sick or not available, and I also didn't have to worry about that. AMCARE contacted me and let me know that there was going to be a change in the schedule, tell me who that individual was that would be replacing the one who had been staying with my mother at a certain time. And just that one thing of me not having to take care of those details was wonderful. and to know that it was being taken care of. So the continuity is so important to families in knowing that their family member is going to be taken care of consistently. They develop an actual relationship with my mother and a friendship. And I also found that very comforting. At the time my mother actually passed away, there were people from AMCARE who came to her funeral and her visitation. And so it was very evident to me that there was more to this relationship than just monthly or weekly or daily fees. As a result of my experience with AMCARE and their staff, I've recommended them to many of my friends and have always heard very, very good reports back from those people as AMCARE staff have taken care of their family members. So I just have a really high level of confidence in this company, and I'm very, very glad that they are a part of our community as they give people here another resource for taking care of their family members during an incredibly difficult time.